Hello everyone, thank you for coming. My name is Rokhline. I'm an immigration and refugee lawyer, legally Canadian. That's my small firm and all the lawyers that work with me. Today I'm presenting on your options, opportunity to grow your business, to elevate your business by bringing foreign talent. But before we dive into that, what do you guys think are the most in-demand jobs and occupations in Canada right now?
IT.
IT.
Anything in STEM.
STEM.
Trades.
Yeah, skilled trades.
Skilled trades. Great guesses. So, by the way, no one said lawyers. So just FYI, the most in-demand occupation in Canada right now for the past 3 to 5 years are butchers and commercial meat cutters. But this is top 5 occupations identified by our government as top categories that we need people in. What does it mean? The government knows we need these people. The government is doing everything possible to bring these people in. So, if neither one of you in these categories, what do we do? So let's start with show of hands. How many of you started your businesses hoping it will be successful? Right? So we work day in and day out trying to build our businesses. So it will not surprise you if I told you that you're probably already hiring international foreign workers to help you with your businesses. And this is just an example of all those platforms that offer you access to international talent. The problem is that while they are working for you right now, they're not working really to make your business successful. They're making their business successful. And if they came up with something awesome for you, that nothing stops them from actually making something awesome for your direct competitor. So what do we do? Well, luckily we have 5 options to bring international talent to Canada. I organized them from the most easy one to the most hardest one and the most cheapest one to the most expensive one. So let's dive in. International graduates. They have been making the news for the past 2-3 months. Who are those individuals? They are international students who graduated Canadian schools and have received a work permit. It's an open work permit, meaning that they can work for any employer in Canada. So what are the benefits of these workers? Well, they are here. So they are here available to work for you if you found a good candidate. Their English and French proficiency is usually good because they have graduated from a Canadian educational institution. And if you're looking for someone with a Canadian education, that's who you hire. And their work permits are valid for between 1 to 3 years, so you get the continuity of employment. Now let's look at the drawbacks, because there's always some drawbacks. They are mobile. They're young most of the time, so they're looking for greener pastures. So whatever it is, if your business is not offering them what they need, they're gonna look somewhere else. Well, young, as I said, their work permits cannot be extended, meaning that if they have it for 2 years, that's it. You cannot get another postgraduate work permit again. And they are immigration status dependent. Most of them are actually looking to immigrate. So if your job, the job that you're offering them, does not really lead them potentially to an immigration, they're probably going to take home. In terms of advancement, it costs you nothing. You don't have to pay immigration, you don't have to pay anyone else, well, other than them for salaries. It's zero investment on your end. Second group is an open work permit holders. So similar to students, but these are usually people who are spouses of international students or workers here in Canada. So once again, the benefit from they are here. They're looking for jobs, they're looking for you, they're looking for opportunity to apply themselves. Their work permits usually also valid between 1 to 3 years, and they have a family. And if they have a family, they're looking for something more stable. That means that if you have a job that they like and that works for them, they are going to stay here. And they plan to immigrate, so they are looking once again for employers that can provide them with that. Cons, same thing, have families, so they're looking for something that can actually get them status, and they plan to immigrate. How much does it cost you? Nothing. You can hire them, they have those work permits in hand, you like the candidate, you're hiring them, and that's it. This is my favorite group, International Experience Canada. This is an agreement between Canada and a whole bunch of other countries to bring young individuals into our country. So the processing of their work permits is insanely fast. You're looking for 2 to 3 months of processing and that's it. Why is it fast? Because usually it can take 7, 8 for some individuals to get the work permit in Canada. They are young. This program is open for individuals between 18 to 35 years old, sometimes 30. So, you know, young people, why is it good for us? Because we can actually make them do the job the way we want them. We can train them and then they can actually benefit our business while also expanding their skills. English and French, because majority of those countries that are participating in this program are European countries, their English or French level is great. So you don't need to worry about interpretation and whether or not they will be able to understand your instructions. With respect to drawbacks, they are young, they are not necessarily looking to settle down and work for you forever. They are European, majority of them, so not necessarily they want to change that Parisian life to, you know, Scarpola condo. And their work permit is only valid to 1 year or 2 year maximum. So that's it. And how much does it cost you? Either nothing or $230 that you will be paying Canadian government for actually extending a job offer to those individuals. Okay, now coming to the more complicated areas, and that is LMIA. So first of all, let's quickly go over what LMIA is. LMIA, in essence, is an authorization from Employment Canada to us, business owner, Canadian business owner, to bring a foreign worker into the country and to give a job to someone else, not to a Canadian and not to a permanent resident. So some of the jobs require the LMIA, and we'll get to that, but the LMIA exempt do not require you to have any special authorization. Job offer, you found individual, you like them, you send them job offer, they come here, they get work permit usually at the border. Fast processing because, you know, the government understands that we need these workers. Those job offers and those individuals coming under this program are very much specialized for your business because you have to explain why this individual needs to be here, and it's very much addressed to your business needs. Most of the time they also plan to immigrate, so keep that in mind because in essence, if they're coming, if they're working for you, they want to make sure that they are actually getting what they need in addition to the experience. Those work permits are 2 years at most, so you get some continuity. They are extendable though, so if you like the individual, you can actually help them extend their work permit. And if your job is not contributing to their immigration options, once again, they're out. In terms of investment, the same thing, either nothing or $230 for the employment fee. And now we're coming to the most complicated, and probably some of you have heard about this. And this is the one that will require you to get first authorization from Employment Canada to bring a foreign national here. This is the best if you're looking for a direct hire. You found this amazing individual in India that you want to bring here, but you need to explain to our government why, and why John next door is not good enough. So this is what you do for LMIA. You explain it first. Direct hire, they're usually highly specialized, and they are tied to you, meaning on their work permit, it doesn't sound good tied to you, but their work permit will actually specify that they're working for legally Canadian and no one else. If they want to change employers, they will have to go through the whole process with a new employer. What's the drawbacks? Once again, time-limited job offers and work permits for about 2 years. You have to offer a salary that is a median wage within your area. So if it's going to be a general worker, for example, in Quebec, General worker median wage is $26 per hour in a particular area of Drummondville, so you have to offer that. If you don't offer the 26 and up, your LMIA is not going to be approved. So if you're planning to pay your international worker lower, that's not an option for you. In terms of expenses, this is the most expensive option. You have to pay $1,000 to Employment Canada to actually apply for the LMIA. And that is that. So let's just give an example how we use those options for some of our clients. Meet Danny. Danny was a dance school teacher, and he really liked what he did, but he needed to expand. He needed to find another teacher. So his goal was to expand his school. His school was in Etobicoke, by the way. So he hires Uma. And Uma is coming from one of the European countries, and Danny, with our help, shows that there is a reciprocity between our countries. What it means that individuals from our country coming to Uma's country have the same options for work as individuals from Uma country coming to us. So we brought her in. She got her work permit right at the border. The expenses for Danny, he had to pay $230 to the government, because why not? And the processing times were just 3 months. It's extremely fast for a specialized individual. As a result, well, actually, Danny's school is doing really well. Because of this, because of Uma, he was able to expand, and they have now 3 groups of classes for youth, juniors, and adults. Okay, mom and pop shop. So Patrick and his wife, I don't remember her name, they had a very narrow, very niche type of business. There's probably like 5 or 6 companies in Canada that do that. And because they were so specialized, their software that they used was also very specialized. So they needed someone who can use the software because they were getting older. Hired Whoopi. Whoopi was great. She was a postgraduate work permit holder. So she started working, and they trained her on the software. But after Whoopi got a really bad immigration advice, she realized that her work permit is not going to be extendable, and she was not ready to immigrate and become a resident who doesn't need a work permit. So we had to first keep her in postgrad and then do an LMIA-based application. We had to show that Patrick and his wife will have to spend so much time, so much money to train a new person that it was making so much more sense to just let Uma to get a work permit and then immigrate. It was 5 months of processing because it was COVID, so it's hard to present times now because everything was really, really long. But they paid us $4,500 for the LMI application and $1,000 to the government. What did we get up with? They didn't lose any time in training, and I have a suspicion they're going to leave the business to Uma once they retire. And now I'm getting to my favorite case. Meet Gunther. Gunther came to Canada as a coffee enthusiast. We brought him in under the LMI exemption. He wanted to open a coffee shop and a roastery. So Gunther was very excited. He was here on the work permit, waiting for his papers. And then he realized that he can't find a barista that can actually meet his expectations in terms of client service. So now, if I ask you, do you think baristas are in shortage in Canada? Like, you probably will say, no way. Well, apparently, they were. So we got Rachel. Rachel was a kick-ass barista because in addition to serving coffee, she was an amazing coffee artist. So not just pouring your coffee, she was also, it was just a masterpiece. So what did we do? We got her a special LMIA-based authorization. It was very fun to write to immigration, explaining why Gunther's shop needs a barista. It was also a masterpiece, I personally think. The processing times were 7 months because it was COVID. And because they were closed. So we brought the person to do the coffee. Coffee shop was closed, so she just started doing coffee drinks and posting them on Instagram. And that was amazing for the business because orders just kept coming in. And then Gunther realized that he needed a roaster because he wanted to shift to actually business development rather than just roasting his coffee beans. And that's when he found Joey in one of the Eastern European countries. Once again, COVID, it took time, but we had to show why Joey is the only person in the whole world, and definitely the only person for Gunther to actually come and roast his coffee beans. And we got him in. And as a result, what do we have? It's 3 years in since Gunther came to Canada. We have 3 coffee shops and roasteries in the GTA. He has a lot of coffee deals with various coffee shops. He has a new roastery outside of GTA, and well, this is not always a goal, but we get pretty good at it. Okay, so that's it. Those are the 5 options. So if you liked anything, because I know I was talking very fast, but if you would like to see if immigration and bringing foreign national is an option for your business, or potentially figure out if you want to bring someone, maybe you have a relative who's really good at something, but back home, send us an inquiry. Sending an inquiry, just explaining what you want, and you will get a response. I will be the one answering your questions. We usually respond within 24 hours, and we probably will schedule a call and talk about this, and then you will get a full plan. There's no hidden fees really. There's nothing to hide from you. I will tell you what it will cost you, what the process potentially will be look for you, and what immigration option you will be using for your hire. And this is me, this is my team, this is my QR code for my LinkedIn. Thank you for your time.